Hello, folks. Well, this is Miguel from Embargo Man. Okay, so topic I'm gonna do is I'm just using this tablet, and what's going on is in there is that I saw this is about this asshole named Jitler, right? So what happened with Bella Poarch? She's like a Filipina TikToker, right? Whatever it is she's wearing the Rising Sun tattoo flag. All right, what's the Rising Sun flag? The Rising Sun tattoo. The rest of the Rising Sun flag, right? Actually, it was used for the Japanese military, Japanese Navy, I think it is now, or whatever it's called, the self defense force or whatever it is now, Marine self defense force. I mean, what in other words, that flag is kind of controversial, all right? So the idea of mine back then was to start something with two cars from probably 1969 or 1970 Dodge Charger. Like you know what, like when you see in the Chevrolet commercials, in the Chevy commercials. Oh, look, it's they put down the which car has too much more technology in it, and then they show up it's a Chevrolet car or something like that. But this time it's two which car has a flag that is very offensive. All right, we recuperate, a couple of black people and Korean people all together joining in. We show the Dodge Charger with the Rising Sun flag and the Dodge Charger like what it is, like the General Lee car from the Dukes of Hazzards, the Confederate flag, right? It's like saying the Confederate flag is, excuse me, the Rising Sun flag is like the Confederate flag for black people, right? The Rising Sun flag for the Korean people and Chinese people like that, like the like Confederate flag for the black people, right? So what it is with this thing about this Jitler guy, I mean, talk about this very offensive Jitler. Jitler, you're such an asshole. Why you're such an asshole, right? Because you spit on a flag and you don't know how to do it well. You spit on the Philippine flag. I'm saying to represent the Filipino people. I'm not Philippines. I am not. I'm Colombian American. But I'm telling you, for them, that that this asshole, tr- uh, I seen this channel, right? She's burned the North Korean flag, right? And like, there's a problem with them, but then he's become such an asshole just because somebody wearing the Rising Sun, just the Rising Sun flag tattoo, turned out to be from the Philippines. Put it this way, he ripped the freaking Philippine flag, right? So why not do this kind of thing, all right? I mean, if you have been smart enough to do that, Jitler, I mean, if you have not something like that, I think they already have toilet paper with the Korean flag, or toilet paper with Jitler's face. This guy is a freaking he's crazy, or what it is. I'm talking about Jitler's face. I hope they have toilet paper with Jitler's face. I don't know, the people in Japan probably the one you have. They already have toy, toilet paper with the Korean flag already. Wiping. I'll wipe my ass with the Korean flag. I wipe my ass with Jitler's face, and some people said, yeah, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. Selling toilet paper with him. All right. I mean, whatever it is like most likely for the people like that and for Jitler or anything like that. You know what? Talking about your country, Jitler. It was once. You know what? You know what it is. It's like saying Puerto Rico want to separate themselves from the United States, right? But or put it that way, Japan were to if Japan were be the United States, Korea was Puerto Rico, right? Put it that way, you guys rape your own women. For a matter of fact, let me tell you what, nobody's perfect, all right? Let me tell you one thing. You're gonna go and pick on some people and somebody else who are not part or was not even controlled by Japan for a long time. And you guys wanna bow down your asses. I mean, your ancestors bow down under the Japanese emperor, and then you want said, okay, blaming them for raping Korean women. You rape your own women, right? What else? Excuse me, enough, man. Did I hear any soldiers, American soldiers, raping Puerto Rican women? This is something obvious reason why I'm telling you, Jitler, that this is what's going on. This is what you think you are. Think the Koreans are related to the people of South Africa, the tribes, Africans, or something like that. They're trying to say about putting the Confederate flag like it is your, I mean, the rising sun flag like it was like like your Confederate flag. Put the Confederate flag label. This is something ridiculous as possible. Comparing the rising sun flag with the swastika, with the Confederate flag, whatever. That is just like a lesson learned, and I think who you gonna end up to pick next, Jitler? What Jitler's gonna pick next? All right, Jitler, you talking about something? You talk about your women got raped. All right, raping Chinese women, whatever it is, and no government is perfect. No government is perfect. All right, so it is what it is. Even though we're living in this pandemic called COVID-19, I used to like a Japanese girl, and then I got fooled by some dude who pretends to be this Japanese chick, right? But now you wanna pick on other people. You wanna pick on other countries, all right? I mean, let's say it like, wanna wish the president that we have now was like wearing the pin of the rising sun flag. Do something. Do something, all right? He's wearing a pin of the rising sun flag. You could do something about it, and hey, might as well you'll be. I mean, for some reason about the rising sun flag is this used for the Japanese military, and you get offended because you see it like it was. That's how black folks see the Confederate flag. Why not? Why don't freaking bring and have the mindset of whatever it is, bring some people from Africa living in Korea. Not Japan, but Korea. Oh, well, it's something that we have in this turmoil of political correctness BS, and you trying to pretend something that you're gonna go and pick on somebody else. You already pick on people from the Philippines. What's next? What's next you gonna pick, Jitler? I mean, to the people of Philippines? I mean, the thing is, your holiday, Independence Day, falls in the same day as Independence Day on of the United States on the 4th of July. Something that the United States and the Philippines have in common. They celebrate Independence Day at the same time. July 4th. Okay? So about Juneteenth and all this I remember it was calling to the end of the Civil War, right? Why don't have somebody of Korean descent have June 19th is like when Japan gave away or you know, like bow down to something then when you guys were part of Japan or like you know like your June 19th like put it that way when they freaking bow down and forgiveness for all the for all the Korean women who got raped. All right, I mean, how about that, huh? How about that? You want to relate with that? I mean, you're trying to pick on other people that have nothing with you. That it is kind of having with them hardships over back then during World War II. You know, this is history. The rest is history, all right? Forget about the past. Nobody's perfect. Nobody would say, look at this. What are other countries they want to have beef with Germany? World War II. Germany was divided, same as Korea. But still, don't even unite or find somewhere else to, let's say, having fault of two damn rocks. Who you gonna pick on? Two damn rocks. Line court rocks. Takashima, Dokdo. Call it what you, I call it lane court because one says tomato, the other one says tomato. All right? Point blank. That's it. That's what they say about this. But then you could come up and make up some BS. BS of something. And I'm telling to one other YouTube who are gonna pick. I mean, this Jitler guy is going to just freaking, you know, they're gonna take it on. Next, he's gonna take it on Dutch pimps. I think if he's gonna take it on Dutch pimps, go ahead. Take it on Dutch pimps, alright? So, I mean, Red Light District, Amsterdam, the made up stories of Korean women being raped by Dutch men, being raped by Dutch pimps at Amsterdam Red Light District, and then he's gonna believe this BS. Let me tell you, we're gonna start with this BS. And I'm gonna say one YouTuber that I mean to be careful. I'm talking about Ivana, the Dutch chick, Ivana Raymonda Vanderveen. Her. I'll tell you, if if you want to support the criticism from this fool Jitler, if you want to show off the rising sun flag, maybe you want to wear a kimono, do part of one of the from Mariah Carey, and then you want to wear a kimono and show off a fan or something with the rising sun. Don't get criticized. Don't let you call you, oh, I'm gonna rape you or whatever it is from Jitler. And the BS from Jitler, and then when they will say, look what the Dutch men did. They raped Korean women at the red light district, and they get free pass. When they do a rape crime, they get out. And then talking about this, criticizing your own country, Ivana. They criticize this Jitler's guy is gonna criticize your country if you wear or show off the rising sun flag in one of your videos. Then, I mean, future videos, and then they will say that Dutchmen take Korean, but Jitler. Remember back in 2004 when I'm probably your sister's a prostitute. Hey Jitler, your sister's a hoe, alright? Your sister's a freaking whore. I mean, you have a bitch as your sister, right? And you want to represent one of those clowns. I mean, they dressed up as clowns when back in 2005 or 2004, when South Korea banned prostitution, where were these hookers went? When they're when they closed their whorehouses. They went to Vegas, right? Prostitution is legal in Vegas. Oh, they went to work in. I mean, your sister is working in Amsterdam as a whore, giving out blowjobs. I mean, for what? For 50 euros or something like that. I mean, that's the currency. 500 euros for a screw or something like that. I mean, Jitler, that's your, and she's the one looking like a clown protesting because they closed the whorehouse. And then you talk for that clown, your sister clown, who is a freaking whore. Jitler, your sister's a whore, man. Your sister's a prostitute. She's talking for you whenever this Dutch chick that you want to pick on, if she shows off the rising sun flag, then you speaking up for your sister. Your sister's gonna speak out that she got raped by a Dutch pimp. I mean, got raped by a Dutch pimp, and these Dutch pimps are the ones that they get away with rape. They don't punish them, they make them free because in Holland they free Dutch men that rape Korean women. That is BS because, I mean, people, don't believe in Jitler's BS, alright? Do not believe in Jitler's BS, even though if the country is all white, alright? I mean, in a majority white country like Holland, alright? This guy come out that, and then some people you would easily believe, hey, all these Dutchmen rape Korean women, all these Dutchmen rape Asian women, most likely from Korea. That's BS. That is total BS, right? So I sometimes I could agree with one of Random Yoko's videos about, the Comfort Women song. Yeah, that's what it is. Nothing more than these women who go overseas and they do prostitution in other countries. Oh wait. I mean, this guy is full of BS. He's an asshole. I mean, to the people of the Philippines and next the Dutch. I mean, look, try to do something. I'm talking to Jitler now. Hey, Jitler, try to do something. Ivana, listen to this. I'm telling about this asshole named Jitler who have no respect for the Philippine flag. He might next, Ivana, if you show off the rising sun flag in one of your future videos, Jitler's gonna do the same thing with the Dutch flag. Hey Jitler, ever just say something, rip the Dutch flag or burn the Dutch flag, and and let people believe all the bullshit that you're gonna say, all the BS that you're going to say, that Dutch men rape Korean women at those Amsterdam red light district whorehouses. Yes, at those brothels. Yes, them whorehouses. Even you speaking for your sister, who is a whore, anyways. Yes, she is a whore. I saw her running away, dressed up like a clown, closing the whorehouse over there in Seoul. She's working in Amsterdam, and she's gonna say the same shit as you're gonna say. You speak for her. You speak for your whore sister, for your sister who is a total bitch. Yes, you speak for your sister who is a whore. Yes, a whore. I mean, a whore. I mean, Jitler, your sister is such a whore that when they cancel her job working as a prostitute, being banned in South Korea, she took off her ass, went to Amsterdam, and doing the same thing, selling her body, selling her ass for sex, right? That's what your sister does, Jitler. She sells her body. She sells her ass for sex. Alright? And I cannot blame you having your crazy sister selling her body in Amsterdam, and then you come and lie about it to just saying you are protecting your sister because your sister got raped by a Dutch man, a white Dutch man of him, you know, in Amsterdam at the red light district. So enough is enough, man. But people, whoever are standing with the Filipino people that he's ripping the Philippine flag, stand with this beautiful YouTuber named Ivana Raymonda Vanderveen. If she get to like wear or show off one of her future videos, the rising sun flag, do not believe on all the BS that Jitler will say about Korean women getting raped by Dutch men at the red light district, or that Dutch pimps rape Korean women at the red light district. That is total BS. Don't believe in. Don't fall for that trap. Why? Because nowadays, putting this white guilt, white men in Holland rape Korean women, and all this kind of BS with that's just because this beautiful YouTuber woman, this beautiful YouTuber who sings and do some songs and all that stuff, show off the rising sun flag, and then this guy come and talk some BS about Dutch men raping Korean women at the red light district of Amsterdam. That is pure nonsense. I mean, it is what it is. Keep on whatever you do to speak out. I don't care. I don't care. Even the people in Japan, I love Japan. Too bad I didn't went there. Too bad that some of I find some other chick, right? Some like that one who is probably an opera singer. I'd say sorry about that, but I'm talking about that do whatever you're doing, support the Philippine people, like go ahead, do whatever it is, make toilet paper with Jitler, and like you want to express yourself, or probably have the Korean flag toilet paper, the Korean flag toilet paper, yeah, wipe your ass with the Korean flag. So, like, well, I hope they freaking get the North Korean flag and toilet paper, or the toilet paper with Kim Jong Un. But then it's the South Korean flag that is gonna be with toilet paper. Maybe Jitler. I mean, I'm better off buying the Jitler toilet paper. I mean, Jitler who ripped the Philippine flag. It says, "Hi Philippines, I am Korean." That's next. "Hi Holland or Netherlands, I am Korean." That's next. If Ivana gets to show off the rising sun flag in one of her future videos, I don't know what's happened, but just be careful with that. My advice to people, whatever it is, audience, and let me tell you one thing. Okay, so for some people, and for one particular person, if you don't, I mean, and now if you don't want to get criticized, just think of the rising sun flag as the Confederate flag. Just think about the Korean people if as they were black people. The Korean people are black. The rising sun flag is the Confederate flag. Okay? That way you get along with the audience, you get along with people, and we avoid all these problems, even this political correctness BS that we're living right now, right? Why I'm telling you this? Because nowadays, with all of this, all of what is going on in this world, I mean, this COVID-19 pandemic, injustices, political correctness gone wrong, and all of that crap. I mean, think about it. Think about it before you don't want to just piss off South Korean audience. Look at the Koreans like they were black people. Look at the rising sun flag like it was the Confederate flag. That's it. That's it that I have to say. and and for now to this beautiful Dutch singer, please subscribe to Ivana Raymonda Vanderveen channel because I will tell you about this. Please support her, even like I wanna say whatever the case may be. Okay, but let me just talk to this woman. Hey, Ivana Raymonda Vanderveen. Let me tell you what. Next time, if you want to do plan to do something with a Japanese singer or something, or with a kimono or something like that, you do one of the songs like that. Careful not to use the rising sun flag. In that way, you prevent from this guy Jitler disrespecting Poland, disrespecting the Dutch flag, ripping off or burning the Dutch flag, and talk all the nonsense about probably Korean women being raped by Dutchmen at the red light district, you know, or Dutch pimps raping Korean women at the red light district. That kind of nonsense needs to be prevented. But Jitler, I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why that you don't have to criticize, and let me tell you why people do like that. If they could rape Korean women, go ahead. They rape. Nobody's perfect. Each country set up their own laws, their own thing. I mean, we're living in a world full of hypocrites. All right. So for all you folks, let me tell you something. Careful with that. It is like you say that like having Korean audience or something like that, especially for some people, especially for a woman who might soon get criticized of Dutch pimps raping Korean women at the red light district because the rising sun flag. The rising sun flag is something that you gotta say about this. Okay, folks. The thing is that what we're gonna do is just an experiment. Like this. The rising sun flag, people. Show it to the Korean person. The rising sun flag. Show that to a Korean person. It's like showing a black person the Confederate flag. That is kind of like an offensive thing, alright? I mean, this is about Japanese imperialism or when Korea used to be like controlled by Japan. That way, you look through this in the eyes. Look, people, I'm gonna tell you that I love you all, guys. Let me tell you something. My next video is something very important because one thing I could tell you one thing is that nobody's perfect. Like even for people who are popular or whatever it is, I don't know that this doesn't apply to Japanese folks, but to other folks who are not Japanese, like you don't want to take a hit, not even from Jitler and all these assholes that are like don't want to rip your flag off, saying that this type of thing, this type of crap, is that showing off in the video the rising sun flag, and you have an audience who are from Korea, from South Korea, that is. Look at them like they were black people, and look at the rising sun flag like it was the Confederate flag. That's it, folks. That is it. That's how I view it, and that's how I see it. Always remember this. Remember this if you want to wow Korean audience with this. Look at the Korean audience like they were black Americans. Look at the rising sun flag as it was the Confederate flag. That's it. Why? Because it match. You show off the rising sun flag, you want to wow, and then you have Korean audience, then they're gonna like curse you, right? Those Korean audience are transformed into a black American audience, and that rising sun flag transforms into the Confederate flag. Just remember that. But please stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button, and for the following next videos, I need 1,000 subscribers so I could do the project of the two cars, two different flags, and join with Korean and black people together, seeing two cars, one with the Confederate flag, one with the rising sun flag, and how they react and how they view it. All right, so goodbye, peace out, take care of each other, and please respect each country's flag. And like I'm gonna tell you what, flag burning is bad for your health. Forget it. Flag burning is bad for your health, man. I mean, yeah. And Jitler, if you want to do something and you want to rip off a flag, you know what? Why don't you just take that flag ripping, or take that freaking Zippo lighter that is made in America and shove it up your ass? Yeah, shove it up your ass. Like if you want to like burn the Japanese flag, or you want to burn the Dutch flag, or rip the Filipino flag, just shove it up your ass, Jitler. Goodbye, folks.